Time as Cousins goes down. Jonathan Allen racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best. But these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington 1st down. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he'll go down at the 28. 94 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 4. Robinson with another carry. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Eckler now between the tackles. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get...
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Well, there's the always dangerous Rondale Moore. He and this offense ready to begin the upcoming series. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And Pitts is going to pick up a Falcons first down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line. Now Cousins. And his throw here's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Cousins again. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. McManus now for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Back to it after the pick six. Cousin. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
At the 28-yard line.
Now this is going to be a quarterback draw. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Robinson on a give right side. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Call it a gain of 5, 4th down now. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. On 2nd down, Cousins again. To the sideline and incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Here's Bradley Pena now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. 111 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll run again here with Robinson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington 1st down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
On the move to his left. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
70 range. Ready.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's got his tight end McBride on the out route. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Robinson, he'll try the left side. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Hey.
Robinson is in. Touchdown, Washington. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Now McManus for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Cousins. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Jonathan Allen. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Daron Payne. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been terrific so far. And he's able to get it out of there. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.